Barack Obama never had to think about whether he needed to pardon Sasha and Valia. And yet, Donald Trump is reportedly discussing pardons for his kids. The presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices. Trump is considering preemptive pardons for his adult children. Late last night, we learned that Trump has discussed preemptive pardons for his three eldest progeny. The news was first reported by the New York Times. And joining me now is Congressman Adam Schiff of California, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Have you ever heard of somebody getting a preemptive pardon who was innocent of all crime? Who's just an innocent person? Have you ever heard of that? Just somebody getting a blanket pardon and they're an innocent person?
But no, it's the president's own family. It's people that have been covering up for the president in addition to his own family. And so there is a self-interest at play as well. It's been essentially a den of thieves environment. And so I think the president used this as his way of trying to protect those that have protected him.
I don't have a problem with Biden pardoning his son. He should have pardoned him. The crazies are coming, right? But to me, it's like, pardon more.
Yeah, so I had to play that hypocrisy right there at the beginning of Joy Reid. Oh my goodness, how dare Trump possibly pardon his children? Oh, no. Oh, well, you know, I don't have a problem with Joe Biden pardoning his son. As a matter of fact, give more people pardons. Oh, my goodness. Wow. And there's allegedly going to be some more blanket pardons for Anthony Fauci, Dr. Fauci, and Liz Cheney, amongst others. Adam Schiff, I heard, possibly coming down the pipeline. So we may not get our justice against those folks. We shall see. But the fact that they'll be getting some pardons, I think, says a lot. Anyway, as in those are Joy Reid's words. Have you ever seen an innocent person get a pardon? Oh, man. Anyway, we got to talk about this Charlamagne clip because he recently went on The View. And actually, there is a part of what he says that I completely agree with. 1,000% agree with. And of course, that is the part of the conversation where the people on The View go crazy. And we got to talk about it. With that being said, let's dive in.
Let me ask you something that's going around right now. A lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, you know, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, you know, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, you know, whether or not, you know, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, you know, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, oh, you know, nobody's above the law, I respect, you know, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Before she gets into her little spiel, he spoke facts. Like, no, I don't think nobody is, you know, angry or annoyed at Joe Biden for pardoning his son. I think anybody with children would do that. Like, that's not the thing, you know. But going out here and, like Charlamagne said, trying to claim the moral high ground, right? In saying that, you know, nobody's above the law, and that's the narrative that the media was pushing. And I showed you guys a compilation video of that yesterday, and I still got more clips, okay, of, you know, mainstream media talking about, see, the Democrat Party, we are all for justice. Joe Biden isn't pardoning his son. He's going to go through the legal process the same way as anybody else. And then he comes out here and pardons him. It's just like, come on, bro. Come on, really? Y'all gave us all this BS. But then not only that, to say that the justice system was weaponized against his own son, when we have been saying that the justice system has been weaponized, but we've been called crazies and lunatics. But Joe Biden pardons his son and says, yeah, the justice system is weaponized. And it's just like, come on, bro. Really? Really? You've been gaslighting us for the past 4 years that it's not, and you guys are holding the moral high ground, which we knew wasn't true. But and now you say that and do all this stuff. You know, it's a bit crazy. But check out what Whoopi says, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a
No,
sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground.
Listen,
they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning
But
Hunter
you sound
Biden.
like you're
No.
Okay. If I can get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions
Yes, I
and the
understand all that.
impartiality of the Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. The same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. How we shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
has criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne and God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more, but you're missing my question.
Okay.
My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people are flipping.
What do you mean you don't flip out with these folks sit on The View every single week and clutch pearls about anything and everything Trump does. Anything and everything. I mean, this guy announces, oh yeah, I want such and such to be in this position, and they clutch pearls over it. Their panties get in a bunch. Oh, I want Pete Hegseth. You know, I want Pam Bondi. And they all clutch the pearls about anything and everything Trump does. But now she's saying, oh, well, we don't do that about Trump. But why do we always do that about Joe Biden? And it's just like, huh? What are you talking about?
Flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes... But when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent.
Yes, but
I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith.
She is not an independent. Stop it with the BS. Stop it. I have yet to hear her criticize a Democrat in any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. And I talked about this previously because I've had a lot of conversations with folks. And one of the recurring themes, you know, and I talked about this in a past video as well, was that everyone, when we would get into a discussion and they were clearly a Democrat, at some point in the discussion, they would always say, well, but I'm an independent. I'm an independent. Like, that became like the popular thing to say, but I'm an independent. No, you're not an independent. Do you think I'm some fucking idiot or something? Like, no. You're clearly a Democrat. You have said nothing positive about any Republican in this entire conversation. It's all been fluff stuff about Democrats. But I'm an independent. I'm an independent. Stop it. Stop it. I'm calling people out on that BS now because I'm getting tired of hearing it. I'm an independent. No, you're not. You're a Democrat, bro. Stop it. You're not independent. Okay. Goodness gracious.
We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are wrong.
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president.
I love that he said that because Democrats can never admit when Joe Biden is wrong, or Democrats can never admit when Democrats are wrong. Period. I mean, just look at this past election cycle. Kamala ran the most flawless campaign ever. It's so fantastic. And then they point the finger at everybody else for her losing. It's just like, come on, bro. What? Just say she ran a terrible campaign. Say she was a terrible candidate and move on. They can't do that, though. They can't.
The president has the pardon power, right?
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah,
I would never. I said that. I just think that.
Think about it. Just think about it this way. Just very quickly, can you reframe it in this way and think about it maybe in this way? The president has the ultimate pardon power. Every president has done this, right?
Yeah.
And so what people are saying is that Joe Biden is now a liar, as opposed to Joe Biden is someone who now knows that the person that is going to be in the White House is on a revenge tour and his son is on an enemies list. And so he is using his rightful power, his rightful political power, to pardon his son. Now, is that a lie, or is that perhaps being pragmatic, having a change of opinion, as opposed to the president-elect who has lied almost 40,000 times during his...
You don't have to pardon yourself for something you didn't do. Joy Reid said that herself. I played the clip. I rest my case.
First term.
Well, I can't say what it is because I'm not in
the moral high ground? Like, what's the faux outrage?
Neither one of them have the moral high ground. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. But when you are a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican, you refuse to be objective about the other party. Like, it's like we're watching them do something wrong, but we're making excuses for it. We watch Republicans do things wrong, and they make excuses for it. Why can't we just all be objective and call it what it is?
Because it's not balanced.
It's not the same.
But wait, there's more. There's more. We got to go. We're coming right back. We'll be right back.
Hey, Charlamagne is correct, right? Now, I'm completely honest. I feel like I've always been totally honest, whether you like it, love it, or hate it. And some of you could probably remember some times that I've said this. I was like, hey, like it, love it, or hate it, but X, Y, and Z, something terrible about the Republican Party. I have no problem calling something out or saying, yo, this is wrong here, or yo, we're about to get our butt spanked, because it doesn't do us any justice to, once again, to ignore a problem that exists. Just because you ignore something doesn't mean it disappears all of a sudden. You're just not looking at it. You're just not paying attention to it. It's still going to be there when you turn back around, though, right? And I said this throughout the campaign. I was like, if I felt like Trump was about to lose, I would say that. I'll just flat out say it. Yo, this is terrible right here. He's got to change this, because it doesn't do us any justice to ignore it. I'm not delusional. And I would hope everybody on the right, on the right side of the political aisle isn't delusional. Unlike, people on the left, you know what I'm saying? That's the definition of delusion. Goodness gracious. You hear the people on The View always talk about, well, Democrats did it, but Trump, everything is but Trump. As if they never had the conversation with their parents when they were younger. If your friends jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump off a bridge too? Right? Two wrongs don't make a right. Just saying. If Trump was allegedly wrong for doing X, Y, and Z, if y'all turn around and do it, doesn't make it right. But anyway, yeah, man, excuse me. Once again, I'm recovering from being sick, so forgive me for coughing into the mic and whatnot. Or if my voice still sounds a little funny, like I'm, stuffed, because I am. In my throat, still a little scratchy. We're recovering though. But yeah, man, listen. He was completely on point. I believe her name is Alyssa Farrah Griffin. The chick that's supposed to be a Republican, she actually made a strong point there. And the rest of the crew, like they just made 0 points at all. 0 points. Like, it would be great if we could get to the point where as a nation, top to bottom, from the news down to regular folks like you and I, if we just all spoke the truth about both sides of the political aisle. Like I said, I feel like I always speak the truth. And y'all can let me know. Call me out if you think I'm lying about something, right? I've always said that. Be honest with me. Don't let me be in an echo chamber. Okay? If you think I'm going down a crazy streak, Let me know. Pull me back out. Hey, yo, Rich, get your ass back over here, man. Where you going? You know, pull me, save me. All right, save me. But I think if we got to that place, this country would be unstoppable because we would be honest, or mainly the left would be honest, about how terrible their party actually is, and their party would have to correct itself. And if the Democrat Party corrected itself, the Republican Party would have to step the game up in order to stay in power, which would only make things better for all of us, right? It would only make things better, right? The rhinos in the Republican Party will straighten up. We ain't going to be accepting, the BS from those folks, which the rhinos are already on their way out. So that's good news. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I think if we win again in 28, the U.S. will be completely unstoppable. And I say that because of this reason. The Democrats just burned through, allegedly over $2.5 billion, which is unprecedented. I mean, it's absolutely an insane amount of money in 3 months to be burning through. And they lost, right? They lost in a landslide. Every single swing state, lost the popular vote. Republicans typically don't win the popular vote. Lost in a landslide. If we win again in 28, with the Democrats still running with the narratives and the BS that they're still pushing, because of course they're still pushing the racism, homophobia, and what do you call it? Goodness gracious, I can't even think of the term. Hate women or whatever. Like, if they still are running with that, which they currently are, and Scott Jennings even talked about that on CNN. He was like, you guys haven't learned your lesson. That's a good sign for 28. When they lose in 28, they're really gonna have to self-correct, because Trump isn't going to be the excuse anymore why they lost. They won't be able to use Trump. Trump will be still in the Republican Party. I look at Trump. Trump will be like the Barack Obama, the Hillary Clinton, he'll still be there, but he'll kind of just be behind the scenes a little bit, kind of, directing the show the same way Barack Obama does for the Democrat Party. That's where I see Trump going to in the future. I don't see Trump disappearing completely. He'll just be, behind the scenes. So he'll still be there, but he won't be on a ticket, and so they won't be able to use, but Trump as an excuse anymore. And Republicans will be riding high, and Democrats will have to self-correct, correct their ways, stop all this crazy spending, quit all the woke nonsense, right? And that'll be great for this country. That'll be amazing for this country. And maybe come 2032, maybe they barely squeak by an election when they've self-corrected. We self-corrected. We got rid of the woke crap. We stopped all the fear mongering. We stopped all the phobia this and phobia that stuff. And we stopped all the, we're just going to blow money here and blow money there. We're actually going to be a great American party, a party that truly cares about the American citizens. Excuse me. And that'll be great for America. And the Republicans, we got to step our game up. We let off the gas a little bit. We got a little too comfortable in that White House. We was in there for 8, and we relaxed a little bit. We're going to step up our game. The Republicans come back in 2036, right? Once again, like I said, I think that'll be amazing for America. Do I want to see Democrats win? No. Do I think it's likely that they will? Yes. I'm just being realistic like that. I'm not delusional, right? Do I think they're going to win in 28? No. Do I think they'll win in 32? I do. Because once again, they'll have to self-correct, and that'll be like this major thing. And once again, America will come together, because we won't see the crazy far leftists, right, anymore. They'll have to come in closer to where we are, right? We'll be able to have those conversations again without with the purple hair and all the crazy stuff, That's where I see this going. Now, y'all can clip this video and save it for 2032. And maybe I'm right. Y'all let me know in the comment section. But I think Charlamagne is onto something. We just all got to be honest. And I believe the right side of the political aisle is already there, because we will criticize Republicans all day long. All day long. Once again, fuck Mitch McConnell. Okay? Excuse my language, but I will criticize Republicans all day long. Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, John Cornyn. Okay? Yeah. I named names. Okay? I told you I'm not playing around. All right? Now, I'm not threatening anybody physically. Okay? But these folks will be out of office. There will be somebody in office to replace them. 1,000%. But Democrats will never say anything or do anything like that. Never. Ever. And I think by 2032, they will. Because they'll have to. But what do you think? Let me know. Peace and love. I'm out.